Okay, welcome back, everybody. Well, at the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and share some thoughts about one of our many wonderful student family members, and hopefully many of you can keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers as we have. And I just got an update from him just a little bit ago. Again, been checking in on him, and I'll share that with you guys in a few moments. So, as we look, though, going into the weekend, the strategy that we laid out to you a week and a half ago has been the right one from my perspective. You recall the key here was that of late, we had the market going sideways several days. We went ahead and had a push up, and the problem is we're not really getting higher highs in some of my key tools like my ITP indicators, and also the Dow has been sitting here now lackluster for that same week and a half. So we're going nowhere fast. On a positive note, we're holding the channel, but we are not going ahead and holding or getting the forward progression. And so right now, to really get super bullish, I'm going to need to start getting back up here above like some of these reverse inventory retracement bars. But in the meantime, for the few longs that might be considerable, what I mentioned was that I would want to take a look at some of my key tools. So, for instance, with Wealth Finder inside of Wealth Charts, you can see Team has been up for 5+ days. We can see Team has been up for 5+ weeks. We can see Team has been up for 3 months, right? Well, if I take a look at some of my other tools, my ITP scanner, well, it's actually on there. Team is on there. If I go ahead and take a look at WSI scanner, Team is on there. So I mentioned this one to you guys the other day in the video, because what I said was, for many people, the best thing to do in a time like this is to sleep like a baby and just focus on intraday trades. We talked about, all the different types of wonderful trading opportunities there are on an intraday basis. For instance, like things like gold here, right? So gold, we can see, speaking of ITP indicators of mine, you can see we had throttling in the backdrop here Friday morning, and then it went. What does that mean? After a pullback, it means we're expecting at least one more higher high. Now that higher high did not make it with continuation throttling here, and so you'll see what it did. It did not make another higher high, and actually then came down into the afternoon. But there was those wonderful opportunities right here, as you can see earlier in the morning. Now, same thing then with Team on the swing trade basis. I just showed you how it had all this wonderful backdrop, and that's what we like to see, right? We like to see where it's been going up for weeks and months, and then we look for those re-entries on a daily basis. Well, you can see the ITP indicators, as I even showed you last week, because if you recall, I've been showing you Team multiple times, and remember where Team actually came from. So I showed you all these, but all of that, of course, is really built into the scanner, right? Wealth scanner inside of Wealth Charts, the most powerful tool I know, especially as we're going and building even more and more and more of these wonderful things together. Well, you can see here the ITP indicators were firing off and continuing to fire off even after I mentioned it the other day again. It went up another $13 since then. If you have my TRP indicators, you can see here we went ahead and fired off signals. It did not go down below the stop loss. Actually broke above target 2, and you recall if it gets to target 2, that's this magenta line, and pulls back, starts to take back off, that's where you get your runaways, remember? So TRP and ITP, all my life's work there. And so all of that combined with mega high scores in Wealth Scanner here, so you can see this has just been powerful, powerful, powerful. So I shared it again with you the other day, and it's now gone up another $13. The point that I'm making with it is, it's not about being right, it's about using these consistent methodologies that we show with you time and time again in advance. And speaking of which, let me actually put the TRP up here for a moment as well on these, so that we can share that with you as well. So same kind of concept. Look what happened here. The IT or the TRP there yesterday morning with the gold futures. It went ahead and got right up to target 2, and then pulled back here, fired off the TRP again, got right up there to target 2, and you see what happened? Instead of going ahead and pushing through, pulling back and taking back off where you get the runaways, it stalled out there, and then, as I showed you a few minutes ago, rolled over. The point is, I have these powerful tools tools that tie in with these powerful strategies with looking at where we're at with the overall market. This allows you to go ahead and use these strategies and then identify in advance where we should push, where we should back off, and in general, even if we're going to back off, what's the sweet spot? What's the special type of thing I need to see in order to be pushing, like on something like team? Well, that's where I want to find some of the tools that I share with you and the different strategies, reverse inventory retracement bars. You'll see a lot of those here inside of team as it's been going up. Momentum shift breakouts, all sorts of stochastic spikes. You can see the stochastic spike strategy, both full spike and half spikes. All these different strategies I teach you over the years, like Wealth 365 summits, of which we have one coming up here in about 5 or 6 weeks now. So I'll teach more of these strategies to you guys. The bottom line is that what's happening here is it's a great way to see when you should push, when you should back off, and when you should focus maybe on very short term, like intraday, or very, very short term swings, or when it's quote unquote safer to go out in the water and focus on a little bit more longer term opportunities. And so that's why I've been trying to show with you over and over and over again. And now we can see both the intraday opportunities and how well they can work for a person, and also on the swing trade basis. If you are going to push in an environment where the Dow is not really moving forward, it's not helping the case here at all, or the SPY is not really following through either. As I mentioned, starting a week and a half ago, for all the reasons I mentioned in those last couple of videos, take a look. This puts it all together for you. Okay, so that's kind of a key update there. And then, as many of you are well aware, my student family means so much to me. They've grown with me over the years. They came to my wedding with my lovely wife. They came to me with my 40th birthday party, my 45th birthday party, etc. They've been to our home, and a lot of wonderful students. Well, one of those students that you guys have heard mentioned many times over the years, because he comes to even years later, a lot of my webinars and events, and he has helped many of you out there in cyberspace, where he's pulled together his tedious consummate note taker, and then has shared some of those notes with my blessing to specific students that needed help and everything. And many of you have heard him mentioned in webinars over the years. That's Dr. Bill. That's this wonderful gentleman right here. He's been with me for many years. Wonderful person. Spent a lot of time at my home with my student family, has helped my student family. Well, unfortunately, the other day I got some really bad news. And his wife, Taryn, he had COVID, and then his wife ended up going ahead and getting COVID, and he recovered. Took a while, but he recovered. His wife went ahead and took a very bad turn and had to be put on a ventilator a few days ago. So I just checked in with him a few minutes before this call as well. And of course, she may be on a ventilator potentially for weeks or longer. And so I'm asking for all of you that are people of faith to go ahead and be keeping him in not just your thoughts, but your prayers, and his wife, Taryn. And for those of you that just know him and has touched in some way, to keep him in the thoughts. And those of you that have access to him and know his contact information, but you can reach out, let him know that you're thinking of him, and I'll keep checking in on him, of course, as I have been here. So just want to let you guys know that, and hopefully his wife will come back to us soon and get off the ventilator and that. So he's been so special, so wonderful to many of you over the years. That I wanted to go ahead and make sure that you guys knew about that as well. So we're going to be thinking about Dr. Bill. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a good holiday weekend here. Keep Dr. Bill in your thoughts, and also keep thinking about those strategies that we've been sharing with you over the years, and how they continue to go ahead and sometimes we hit the gas real hard, sometimes we pull back and focus more on different types of strategies. We're in one of those different phases right now, which is a great learning opportunity, because then you can see how that's been progressing the last couple weeks since we switched to that type of mode as well. So, but anyways, most importantly, enjoy your families. You never know how much time you have with them, and certainly keep Dr. Bill and Taryn in your thoughts. Good night. Take care. We'll look forward to seeing you guys in upcoming videos. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.